Academy, Gavin Jennings and the Chek Institute. This video is all about why I've turned my back on the Chek Institute and some of the reasons why you may be experiencing this in your business as well. So obviously I heard about the Chek Institute in 2003 and then started to look into it more, done exercise coach. John Boskill taught me exercise coach. That was really hard. And I carried on going through the levels as the years went on. I really enjoyed the process, but then I reached 2012 when I was getting ready to do my level 4, and obviously doing level 4, getting the case histories, getting the money together, the money was never there, but it all happened, so I knew it was the right thing to do. But then 2013 happened, and had a problem with one guy that I was mentoring, Carl Godley, and he asked for his money back after 7 weeks after doing the HLC paperwork, which you need to be back with you in 10 days, but it took him 7 weeks. I rang him every week to see if he was okay, because I knew that he had some health issues from what I studied and learned. And obviously he threatened me, and I let it go to the back of my head and just thought, oh, that's just an idiot. Do you know what I mean? Not respecting that I run a business, even though he runs a business at Energize Fitness, as well as he was running a building company as well. The same as Gavin. Gavin was running a building firm that he bragged about in class that went bankrupt. And then obviously he was running the Chek Institute as well. When he took it over in 2012, he got all the people's names and numbers from Alex McKenzie when she gave it back to the Institute. So I was quite shocked when Alex McKenzie decided to, turn her back on it and go her own way. Paul mentioned in a video, without mentioning her name, that £20,000 went missing. Whether that's true or not, I just don't know. So after 2013, before 2013, I was earning excellent money, really, really good money. Then 2013, then there was a big change. And I was like, what's this change coming from? And this is when I got threatened by Matt Walden, Matt Walden was later on, but threatened by Phil Lazide, because I said I'm going to speak the truth about Paul was in Lancashire, and he said he gave a practitioner DMT and the practitioner died in front of him. Allegedly. I wasn't there, so I can't say it's 100% true. But my witnesses say it is 100% true, so when it goes to court, if it goes that far. So paid my license, when they brought out the license, which was later on, I paid that every time. But because they were hiding me, and I had them 2,028 clicks to my profile, I didn't get 2,028 inquiries. So the penny dropped, and I realised that they were sabotaging my business, because Gavin Jennings was friends with Carl Godley, as well as Lee Brandon being friends with Carl Godley, and because Phil Lazide was top of mentoring, he was obviously in touch with Carl Godley at the same time. Now, I asked other students that met Carl Godley, they said he wasn't a very nice person, but I don't really know. I don't know the guy personally. All I know is that what he did was really out of order. Then I was, during COVID, I was working at Energize Fitness. The Energize Fitness manager went away and done a big meeting with all the other Energize managers, and then he started to be really nasty to me. I was like, what's going on? Why is he being nasty? I'm just doing I'm not getting paid to do any work. We just had an agreement I could train my clients there, and I would do work for him and look after the place. Then one night I was there and about to go home, and one of the trainers come up to me. Oh, we've had somebody let us down. We want somebody to do a class. And I went, look, I've not done classes for like 15, 16 years. You can't just drop it on me like that. It's not good for health and safety. So I let that go, and then the next morning the manager had a bit of a pop at me, but I just said, look, it's health and safety, I'm not doing it. So I took in my own Swiss ball and my own golf club, because I used that for marketing, talking about golf with clients. And the other trainers wanted to use my Swiss ball, I let them use it, said use the golf club for spinal alignment and stuff like that. Then one day when I went in, I was only there 2 or 3 weeks, I went in, they tried to bend the golf club and they threw it into the rafters of the building. So I had to climb up to try and get it down, and obviously my golf club was damaged. So I was really, really angry. So I let it go, and I'm thinking, right, let's see what happens next. The next thing what happened, went in the gym, and a friend of mine from 30 years ago rang me, and I'm in the stretching area and I'm on my phone. And his name's Steve, and he's a bodybuilder, right? Hello, Steve, how are you? Having a bit of a conversation. The gym's empty, dead quiet, right? Nobody there. And I'm not training anybody, and I'm just having a break, stretching, and because I'd already tidied up the gym. The manager was watching me on the camera, which is totally against the law. They're not allowed to do that anymore. That is against the law. So he goes like that to me, comes out and goes like that. And I'm like, what's he doing that to me for? I'm 50 years old. You think I'm a cunt? So I walk up to him and he goes, oh, right, if you want to use your phone, you can only use it outside of the gym. I said, but what if there's an emergency? What if a client calls me? What if I get an inquiry? No, you've got to do it outside. I went, mate, that is not reasonable. I tell you what, I said to him, you can stuff your job up your arse. He went, what did you say? I said, you heard. You heard what I said. So then there was a therapist or another trainer there, female. She was really nice, and she come up to me, she went, oh, he's always like that, you know, you need to put up with it. And I went, I'm not putting up with it. I'm self-employed. I'm not being treated like that, because I know it would escalate. But before, when he come back for this meeting where Godley was, obviously, he said to me, you know your Chek practitioner paperwork? I went, yeah. He went, I want it. I went, well, you can't have it. He went, why can't I have it? I went, because it's not your property. I paid 40 grand for it, and you wouldn't understand it anyway. So then I started to put everything together. That Godley was in touch with Gavin, and then Gavin is his mate, so that's why they went to task on me. Not realising that I'm an ex-bouncer with 16 years of experience of people coming at me left, right and centre. When you're a doorman or a bouncer, you're not only getting it when you're in the club, you're getting it when you're out of work, when you're not at work. Does that make sense? So you build a big resilience up, and you build a level of being on alert all the time. So then I told the manager to stuff his job, and I walked out and never went back. Then I did a campaign online, and then I got in touch with head office and said to them, look, the way he treated me as a self-employed person was terrible. Oh, well, that's all right, because you're self-employed. Now, it's not all right, because Nuffield Health, Pure Gym and other gyms have got into trouble, lots of trouble, and got big fines for treating people like that. Now, this guy, the manager, is not on the website. I checked the other day, he's taking all his details off and his name off, because they know that I'm going to go after them next. I'm not going to let anybody get away with it. What they did to me was totally wrong. So going back to why I decided I emailed the Institute on Saturday to say that you've been using numbers to call me to try and goad me, you know. They totally denied it, but I've got screenshots of it and evidence of the phone number. And I recorded the call, and it was an American answer machine, which when I called the Institute afterwards, there's an American answer machine that works. So documented evidence they started doing that. Totally denied it in an email. And then said they're taking legal advice. Well, you need to take more than legal advice. We need to go to court. If we go to court, everyone involved will be subpoenaed. Every single person that I think that had something to do with the sabotage of my business and contributing to what they did. So I had the manager at Energized Fitness, obviously Gavin himself. He only met me twice. He gaslighted me when I was chatting to him about what Lee Brandon did, slapping me on the head, trying to goad me in the gym, and actually going towards the Swiss ball rack, grabbing a Swiss ball and just doing that, just dropping it. Lucky enough I saw it and got it out of the way so it didn't damage my 80-year-old client. And my 80-year-old client is, he owns like 900 properties. Went, what the fuck is he doing? I said, I don't know what it's all about. Then as we finished the session, Lee kept trying to goad me by looking at me. But I knew that if I would have lost it in there, that's what they wanted. They wanted to goad me into doing something physical so then they could have that against me type thing. But lucky enough, I knew the game. I knew what they was up to. But then when I spoke to Matt, because what they did, they took me off the Chek Connect website, and I noticed it straight away. Even though I didn't know then what they were doing, blocking me from getting leads because I was on page 2. You click on it and it'd go back to page 1, as well as Lee and Warren being on the page lower down as well. So that would affect your business, We're all in competition with each other. It's bullshit, it's a family. And like Gavin has said himself, it's dog eat dog, and there's a video of him saying that in a video. So with it being dog eat dog, and what I've exposed the last 9-10 weeks now, finding out that Paul hasn't even renewed his massage qualification since 2014, and Gavin himself hasn't renewed his license to be a master level, to be a level 4, which I found that documentation as well online. And then he's saying, after I said none of the, Lee, Matt and Warren wasn't level 5s, but me and Phil are, all of a sudden, the week later, there was all level 5s, including Gavin himself. So totally doing stuff very underhanded. And then with Gavin, lying about his assets of £39,000 when he owns a electric car. This is what I've been told. He owns a huge gym, which I've been in, obviously, and he owns a cottage. So that the maths don't add up, do they? And then with him lying on the website saying he's worked, 220 hours plus a week, that's a complete lie. And then not, having no special needs on their website, and then saying, oh, if you buy a forward head caliper, pay a deposit, you'll get it in 3 to 6 months' time. UK law says if you buy anything, you should at least get it within 30 days. So breaking another law, just breaking laws all the time. And then we found out that he had multiple companies, like Chek Europe was open, then it was closed, and it was opened, name changed slightly, and then it went into his girlfriend or wife's name. I don't know if they're married or not. So I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on? This is supposed to be a healing, caring, loving family institute. Then obviously, going back a little bit, after passing level 5, I had a bit of a dispute with Paul, and he blanked me everywhere, blocked me everywhere, and all that type of stuff. So then I realised he's not this healing, loving guru that everyone thinks he is. It's all a lie. It's all a smoke and mirrors. So then after today, I get this email and they say, oh, nobody's called you from here. That's complete bollocks. I've got the evidence of that. And then they said, we're going to take, we're taking legal advice. Why didn't they take legal advice 10, 11 weeks ago? If Paul's a clairvoyant, which is bullshit, why didn't he see what I was doing? Why didn't Gavin get in touch 10 or 11 weeks ago and said, Scott, we made a mistake. Yeah, there's no way Lee should have done what he'd done. I should have investigated it. I'm really sorry. and Phil and Matt Warden should never have threatened you. Why? And now all of a sudden, because they see I've taken over the AI overview, my videos are going through the roof, keep going up and up, they're realising it's going to affect their bottom end of getting new leads and new students. And why would they treat a level 5 master like that? Why would you not, Gavin, put me straight on the homepage? Like you have Nisha, that's a level 3, that's told me down the phone, I can't do any of the training, Scott. I'm a Pilates yogi type person. I don't understand strength and conditioning. I spent 3 months educating her and telling her what she needed to do. Didn't charge her a penny. Nothing. Yes, she sent me £150 for Christmas, which was lovely, but really it should have been £3,500, the amount of time and advice I gave her. That's how much of a loving, caring guy I am. The same as I worked for free, helping the website to look better. They've taken all the stuff down that I asked them to do that definitely made it better. The same as why have they taken all the staff off the website? Why would you take all your staff off your website? What, not proud of them? Or you got them all to work for free? I know a few have complained on LinkedIn because Google found it all. So this is the reason why I've asked to come off of Chek Connect. I never want to be on there, never want to be associated with it, simply because my SEO is so optimized and so good, it would give their website a boost, as in Chek Connect. They should be paying me, not me paying for a shit license, not recognised by any governing authority. It's just a huge cash grab. That's all it is. So all this stuff started from 2013. Cole, Godley and Gavin Jennings and Phil Lazide, and then obviously Lee Brandon, all in the clique together, decided that they think that they can treat me like that. So I won't be stopping no matter what. I'll keep going until I get my £2 million in my bank account. Once I've got that £2 million, I may decide to take everything down. But I may decide the opposite and keep it all up, depending on what deal we get going with the lawyers and what the lawyers say. Gavin, I'm not scared. I'm not worried, and I'm going to keep going until you give me what you're supposed to give me. You're supposed to come to the table many times, even in the long video on the homepage of my YouTube channel, which is over 9 weeks ago now. I said just come to the table. You haven't done it. You didn't get any lawyers or anybody involved. Been over 9 weeks. And now you said you're chatting to legal people, but is that just a bullshit bluff? But I don't care, because at the end of the day, I've done absolutely nothing wrong. You've got zero on me. I've done nothing wrong but paid my money, studied as hard as I can, and didn't give one person their money back. Whereas on your website, it says if you open up a product and it's not in the original casing, you're not going to give money back. And if you download anything, PDFs or anything like that, you're not going to give money back. And if anybody watches more than half an hour or up to an hour and they've downloaded it, you won't give them their money back neither. So who's really the criminal? I just done what I thought was right in my own business. Like you think you're doing what you're right in your own business with the Chek Institute website, but it's all illegal what you're doing. The same as the 39,000 in assets. Lying. Then with the Phoenix companies, the Phoenix system that you used, totally illegal. And then saying to practitioners, oh, do your CPD points to get your new license when you haven't done anything since 2019, and then saying, not doing anything since 2019, and then saying you're a level 5, but how can you be a level 5 if you haven't renewed your own qualification from 2019. Oh, it's because you're the boss and you can do whatever you want. But can't you see how bad and terrible it looks for your business? And I publicised it all. It's all on Instagram. And everything I've done is totally legal. I've got nothing to worry about whatsoever. Remember that when we go to court or whatever happens, I'm pulling out 20 things you've done to me. I've done 0 to you. Absolutely 0. Apart from state truth and facts. Truth and facts. Everything can be researched and found on Google. Nothing that I've said is not on Google. Everything is there. And you know what lawyers do? They research everything before they take on the case. So the lawyer's going to go to you, Gavin. Oh, so what did Scott do to you then? Oh, 0. Oh, he might have swore a little bit, called me a midget and called me a cunt and a wanker. That's just slang swear words. Anybody would do the same if they knew the story and felt how I felt. So let's see what happens, but I just wanted to put this out there so everybody knows why I'm not on Chek Connect. 99% of people get absolutely nothing from it, so remember that if you're watching this. And remember, if you're on it, if your website link is on there, you're just boosting their SEO and not your own. So remember that as well. And always remember, everything that you pay for, you can get your money back. In the UK, over a 6-year period. In Scotland, it's a 5-year period. I don't know what it is in the rest of the world. But all you've got to do is go to Citizen Advice or go to, just send them an email or give them a call. I want my money back. Stop the direct debit straight away. There's nothing they can do legally. And remember, if they are folding and closing down, if they go into solvency, if they go into solvency or they just close down completely, you will lose all your money. So be very, very careful. So remember, you can pay for a product but not get it for 3 to 6 months. Got to wait for orders to come in. What's all that about? Then they won't give you your money back even though it says 30 days or 14 days. If you read into the small print. And then when you go and look, if you want to book a course, it comes up searching or something like that, and the courses don't even come up. So the website's totally fucked. So I hope you understand why I'm still a Chek practitioner. I will always call myself it because I worked hard for it for 6 years, and they can never take that away from me anyway. But I will not promote the Chek Academy or the Chek ethos to anybody. I probably won't even use the 4 doctors because I think it's too confusing for people. It's I'd rather coach them on a gradual basis and educate them the way I see fit and what works with my clients. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. You can study, you can pay for your license every year, and you can do whatever you want. But really, I'm a level 5 master. So go by my experience than rather you getting stung, or rather you all of a sudden, you know, the firm closes down and you lose all your money. So be very careful. Thanks very much for listening. I look forward to the next 30 bid videos we've got to go. And we've got 15 more blogs to come. But I'm going to keep constantly doing it until